Some people have like veteran families and like are very tied into stories like that and have grown up hearing stuff like that. And I'm just, it ain't me. That's fucking
Neither
heavy,
was
bro.
I, bro.
How do you continue to live life after something like that?
After October 7th, they brought a psychologist like lady to talk with my team. And she told me some of the best advice I ever heard. She goes, after you go through something hard like that or traumatic, there's 2 things you need in order to survive: unity and connection and purpose. And you have that more than anything in the Army, all right? So those 2 things, so you lose them when you get released from the Army, boom. You lose that and it's really hard. But how do you get through it? You work on yourself. You find meaning. You don't give up. You keep going every day. Like, dude, you take it a day at a time. You really don't give up. Like, you put in effort to get better.
Well, all right. Battle raps cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so thin.
Welcome back to the Party with Strategy podcast. I have a very special guest in today, a young man I've known for a long time who's blossomed into an incredible human doing good work.
Thank you.
And you've always been helping others since you were a young boy, driving around on Devon Avenue with, air conditioned units hanging out the back window doing transports.
That was the start of my transport days.
But I'm glad you're here with us, and I'm glad that I just have so many friends that are doing cool things. We got the co-founder of the iDefense, new, hot. We got a man who fights for what he believes in, which is rare these days. There's a lot of people that they like to talk about what they believe in.
I do it.
But you strapped up, you went in and you did your thing. And that to me is the most impressive. I've never seen anyone do that. You're the only person I've ever seen do that I know personally. So like, that's very impressive. Welcome. We're going to talk about it all. I want to get into it. My boy Josh Andre, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a little nervous.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good. That's
how
it's supposed to be.
the Strat Pack watching.
The Strat Pack's in the building.
This is almost as nervous as I was when you had that chick stand in front of me at the club and told me to put a sticker on her tits.
You remember that?
You said, "You like those bangers? You like those big bangers?" I got the video and I was like, and she was like, she put her hat over her head and she was like, and I was like, holy shit, these girls are a different breed.
They're a different breed. It was a different time back in 2016.
Yeah, you've also blossomed into an incredible person.
Oh, thank you.
Someone that I never expected you to be.
Thank you. It's funny because everyone's like posting 2016. That's like the hot thing right now, is to like post yourself in 2016. What were you doing in 2016?
Really?
Yeah. So maybe I'll dig up that video and we can collab.
That was 2016?
That was 2016.
Really?
Yeah. Public house down
Holy
at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy cow. You remember that? Dude, it's crazy to think that was 2016 and that you were doing it back then, because I know where I was in 2016. That was a long time ago. You've been in the game for a minute.
Been in the game. Just out here grinding, growing.
Yes, sir. These people don't know how I met you.
How did we meet?
The truth is, we met through your brother, who's been on the podcast, Shimon Mega, man. I was 16 and I was getting sober, and Brandon was 10 years older than me. He was 26 at the time, and people were like, you got to meet this guy. You're going to love him. He's going to love you. Stephen Priest, it was, who told me. It was when Facebook was around. I messaged him on he messaged me on Facebook. I said, "What's up, man? I was raised by wolves." No, okay. But that's your brother took me under his wing. He was like my big brother. He still is, and he helped me get sober, and he was such a big part of my life. He still is, and that's how he introduced you to me. I remember like meeting you. You came with Shelby to Little Caesars on Dempster. And me and your brother were sitting there like eating the pizza like in the window, and you came in with her after like a date just to say what's up real quick. She was like in town. That was the first time I met you. They don't know about Shelby.
They don't know about Shelby.
They don't need to know. And then like I would see you with Brandon every once in a while. He took me to your house to pick you up when you guys lived by the Jimmy John's over there by Loyola at your dad's.
Mm-hmm.
When he was with Tammy, and we went to the rap battle together. Remember that? I took you to the mall to get you that 8 Mile hoodie.
Yeah, I'm still rocking it to this day.
Yeah, right. You don't have it anymore.
I mean, we've known each other for a long time now. It's got to be over 10 years. We've had a lot of good memories. We hung out a lot.
Over 10 years, 16 years.
Just a lot of sober fun, a lot of just pent up energy that most people go and release by drinking and partying, but we released it in other ways.
You were the only person I ever knew, and one of the only people to this day that I knew that was sober because they chose to be sober. Like, not like I'm in recovery sober. You were just like a person that didn't drink. You had never drinking, and you had never gotten high until, I don't know, how old?
I drank at 25. I smoked weed at 28.
Yeah, like it was like mind blowing.
There was too much fun to be had.
Yeah, you were interesting,
We didn't need it.
Yeah. The rap battle was epic, though.
Yeah, we did. We went to a grind time rap battle, which is actually like not far from here.
Yeah.
I like live over there now. But I remember we thought we were going into the hood. We were driving over there. It was at, I think, the Elastic Arts Center.
Oh, I don't remember.
And it was Grind Time, which was like a battle page on YouTube, a company that was going around the country and putting together battles. And Matlock was in it.
Matlock was in it. And he fucking looked at that guy. He was like a short black guy that was rap battling him. And he, like, his first line was like, "You look like a turd in my toilet," or something. And I remember the dude next to me, he was like kind of ghetto. And he was like arguing with some chick. And he kept saying, "I'll body bag you, bitch. I'll body bag your ass."
Yeah, I think that's when we kind of started
we dipped out.
We started to scurry away. That was near the end. He was getting a little rowdy. I think the alcohol was kicking in. He was talking about body bagging someone. I had like a 17-year-old kid with me. I was like, 16. We got to get out of here.
I was still 16, yeah. We had Pilly with us.
Pilly was there. It was a good time. We've had some great memories. I mean, we put my backyard here to good use. A lot of hookahs.
Oh, my God.
A lot of fireworks back there.
Wow, that was so fun.
It's been great. And then 2020 hits.
That was COVID?
Everything shuts down. We hung out a lot. We did a lot of boxing in your backyard, a lot of working out. We did a lot of hanging. You moved in around the corner from here.
Yeah, that was the best when my dad had that house. I love that.
And then I went to Houston, and you got ready to live out and fulfill your fantasies of just being. You've always wanted to be the most badass motherfucker I've ever met, and you were. I mean, you had it in you. It was inside of you, and
but I could never take you down.
You couldn't take me down. That's true. That's why you had to get your concealed carry.
Yeah.
So tell me about. I want to know about. What started this journey that brought you to where you're at today.
All right. Is it cool if I talk like honestly about everything?
Yeah, you should. I think that's what you should do.
Because okay. So just to get a background, I'm supposed to be looking at you too, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're having a conversation.
Okay, I don't know. There's like things in here.
Yeah, it's a little, I get it.
All right.
It's not normal circumstances. We're not at a coffee shop. But once you settle in and...
All right, let me tell them what happened. So what people aren't putting together from what we've talked about so far is I grew up like a lot of these Jewish American kids. I'm Jewish, obviously. Not really understanding who I was, like what it means to be Jewish, who are Jews, our history, anything. Israel, what Israel is. And I wanted nothing to do with it. I got in trouble as a kid. Like I said, I got sober when I was 16, but I was like in a life of violence, of just like beating the shit out of people, fighting with people, and a lot more that I really don't want to get into that is worse than that. And that led me to get kicked out of school, sent to this school where kids weren't really Jewish there because it was a behavioral school, getting sent to treatments, getting arrested, this, that. So I got pulled out of like the Jewish community fast and found myself as the Jewish kid where I was. I ended up on Taylor Street. Shout out to Jake and Marco.
Taylor Street's in the building, baby.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.
No, I'm not, but like it's like my second home, and that's where all my friends were. So I end up there. I'm the only Jewish kid. I'm like Josh the Jew there. You start feeling different. That's when I was boxing. After I won the Golden Gloves, I really lost all motivation. Because who was I at heart? I was like a Jewish kid from the North Shore. I wasn't street enough, really, to be a boxer. I just really wanted to prove it to myself. I really loved it too. So I lost that. I went back to college to go to social work, right? In college, to become a social worker is the first time I'm like experiencing like being Jewish, like in the educational setting where people around me aren't Jewish or knowing Jews. I was at Northeastern Illinois, and my professor keeps telling me, sociology professor, who I used to admire and love, then I realized she was just like a woke nut job, and she was telling me, you're committing a Holocaust, you're a baby killer, in front of the class, and I didn't know what she's talking about. I had no idea. I didn't know what Israel was. All right? So I'm like just laughing awkwardly. And during that time, my brother moved to Israel, all right, for like 6 months. And I went to visit him. And when I went to visit him, I saw a different light on what's Jewish. I saw Jewish people, because what are Jews? They're from Israel originally. They were exiled, forced into a diaspora, and they ended up in a billion different countries, literally like every country you can imagine. So you got Jews from every country, every culture, different skin tones, different languages, mixed in with Hebrew. And that's what I saw in Israel. And I saw the soldiers, okay? And when I saw the soldiers, that like ignited a fire in me. I said, holy cow. That's not like a little bitch Jew that's a sucker that gets punked, that goes home to be a lawyer and got a little Jew fro. That's like a bad motherfucker, all right? Like, that's a dude who was like defending his people in his homeland, and it really stuck with me. So I came back home, and a few things happened, but that really stuck with me in my mind, and it's like, I have to do that. And when I finished graduate school, I went back. Before graduate school, I went back to visit. All right, I did the birthright trip that everyone knows about. They've seen in like TV shows or movies. And when I was there, I was like, again, it hit me. I said, that's it. I'm giving up everything and I'm coming here. And I didn't know Hebrew. I knew Hebrew a little because I learned from my bar mitzvah. But when I went there, the day someone mentioned to me that I need to learn Hebrew, I started teaching myself Hebrew. And I taught myself Hebrew for the next year and a half until I moved to Israel and joined the army. When I got to Israel, I knew Hebrew. I would focus all day, every day, trying to learn.
I remember you had the app where you like get connected with someone who wants to learn the language you know, you want to learn their language, and then you're just like talking to each other, learning each other's languages.
Yeah, which I was doing already, because you mentioned I would be on like Divan, because I was a social worker at a school. I would be helping all the kids on Divan. I was like the president over there at one point. So I was already I just like pick up languages and culture. I just understood stuff fast in life. So when I got into that, it was like, that's my language and culture, and I just fell in love with it. So I taught myself it, and it was like in me. It's kind of hard to explain to people. It was like, it's who I am, so it was in me. So when I learned that, I went to Israel and I went to the army. But it's not like that. When I got to Israel, what happens in Israel? Jews from all over move there. It's called Aliyah. It means going up in Hebrew. Because you're literally going up to like the holy place, but you're also going up. Anyways, you get there and you live in like a dorm with all these other Jews from all over that move there. My first roommate was a Jew from India. His name was Adam. There were roaches on the ground in his room. It smelled like curry, and he had a Jew fro. All right? The next dude down from me is from Ethiopia. The next kid's from Venezuela. There's kids from Russia. There's kids from Turkey. There's a couple of chicks. There's 3 girls in there that somehow they got them out of Iran and they got them into Israel. So you're living in this place with all these people, and I'm trying to get into the army. But I'm old. I'm 20. I moved there. I was 26. I was 27 at the time, and they don't want you. The army's set up for 18-year-olds. It's like, here you go to college after high school if you grow up around here. Well, there you go to the army. So the system's set up for an 18-year-old to go. So when a 26, 27-year-old comes there, they're like, dude, we don't want you. You're nuts. Why do you want to be here? And I would say, that's my dream. I'm coming here. I'm not accepting no. And they kept telling me no for months and months and months. And what happened was I got a hold of the president, not the prime minister, who later in my army service I did guard, so I know him, but the president, and he got me into the army. I got a call from his assistant. I got into his house and I gave him a note with my story on it. All right?
Wait. You just walked up to his crib?
No, sorry, let me explain. I got invited to an event for like Jews. They're called Olim Chadashim. They're Jews that made Aliyah, and they're new. They just got there. So we had an event, and he welcomed us in. There was like a bunch of people. And I would go up to all the politicians. I had these notes that I write with my story and everything. Like Golden Gloves champ, taught myself Hebrew, oldest guy to try to get to the army. And people like starting to get to know me. Like, who's this crazy dude with tattoos? Like, and the president, I got into his house twice. Every time I would try and hustle him. All right. And finally, I get a call from his assistant. And she says, like, Mazal Tov, congratulations, you're in the army. I said, what? She said, yeah, you're in the army. Where do you want to go? And I didn't know like I didn't really know much about the army. I was like kind of oblivious. And they, what happened was I told her this unit because I want to go in that unit because they fight a lot. They're tough. Like they defend the Jews. They defend the Arabs. They defend everyone. They're like within the country. They're anti-crime, anti-terrorism. And the special unit in that unit is what the TV show Fauda is based off of. It's called Yamas, Yechidat HaMistalhavim. Essentially, the unit goes in undercover as Arabs into Arab villages, and they do counterterrorism operations. Sometimes it's crime too. So I get drafted to the army. It doesn't go that smooth. They say, first they draft me in, then they try to tell me to become a social worker. Then they tell them I ain't no bitch. I'm not coming here to be a social worker, all right? I'm coming here to fight, all right? I'm coming here to defend my country and my people. So then they tell me you can't because your eyes are sighted so bad. So then I go and get LASIK surgery. I wait. Then I get in. Then they put me in the wrong unit. So then I find the commander of the head of that whole unit that I wanted to be in, and I get a hold of his assistant, and same thing happens. I get a call from the assistant. He says, you're in our unit. Congrats. So I get into that unit. I go to basic training, and basic training, they pull out the top guys. And I was in the best shape of my life. Like the best shape of my life. And you get pulled to go to like a hell week, all right? Like what you imagine like in the movies for like the US military. And they destroyed me there. Like it was insane. Like they try to create like stress and trauma like you're at war. You don't sleep. You get to sleep for like an hour, then they wake you up like boom, like you're running through the mountains with weight, everything, fighting each other, all kinds of stuff. It was so intense, and there was like hundreds of guys, and 15 of us finished it. And out of the 15, 11 of us were selected for the unit. I got selected. I get sent out to training, and then during the training they split you off into different areas. So you could get sent to like what people call the West Bank, Judea and Samaria. You could get sent to Jerusalem, East Jerusalem, where there's terrorism. And then you can get sent to the South, which is the Gaza area, and then Egypt and Jordan, the borders. No one wanted that because there was no war going on. There was no like action. It was quieter. And I really wanted action. I get sent there though, all right? And I'm like, fuck. Like that, there it goes. Like all my friends are about to go kill terrorists, and I'm about to go drink coffee. You know what I mean? I'm about to go rest like a couple guys here and there. But what happens is, and I don't know like all the details and everything. Well, my first day there, I went on a mission. They go, we're going to catch, in the middle of the night, we're going to catch a guy who just murdered an Arab Israeli that murdered another 14-year-old. He was a grown man. He murdered a 14-year-old. Because what happens is there's a lot of crime in the Arab community there. They're Israeli citizens. But like if they have a beef with another guy, or say like someone's daughter's like acting slutty, they'll go and kill that daughter's like brother to get back. Or he has beef with this guy's dad, he goes and kills the son, and that's what happened. So that was my first mission, to go catch a guy like that. I had many missions, whether it's trying to catch someone coming in from Egypt or Jordan, smuggling hundreds of weapons, whether it's a guy who is in communication with Hamas or with the Islamic Jihad, catching him before he goes on a terrorist attack, all kinds of things like that. And you go in undercover. We have different vehicles. There's many Arabs in my unit. People don't realize that, but Arabs, Muslims, Christians, Druze, people don't know what Druze are. We all serve in the army. So they serve with me, and they're the guys who go undercover. There'll be like 20 of us in the back of we have specialized vehicles, and we're like all crammed in there, and you boom in the middle of the night, pop out on them. But what happened is, and what I'm trying to get at is, the Gaza border situation started heating up, and they're starting to come in intelligence. And when that happened, they put my team, because we specialize also in sniping from moving vehicles, so they put my team on the border right there to work. To essentially to try to prevent terrorism. So what was happening is, for months before October 7th, terrorists were coming to the border of Israel and blowing it up, armed with bombs and guns, shooting at the neighboring communities, shooting at us, trying to blow up the border. And we would come in and we would handle the situation, whether that means shoot the guy in the leg. There's protocol. Like, it's not like what the world thinks. Like, first you got to shoot gas to try and get him away. Then if the gas doesn't work, then you've got a 22 round, which is a small bullet that splits open when it hits the bone. So you shoot them in their ankle, essentially. So you're not going to kill someone. And you're not going to, it's going to split open and hit their, it's like a hollow point kind of, it splits open, hits their bone, so it won't cut through them and hit someone else. That doesn't work, then you take a regular round and you fire in his leg. If that doesn't work, then you kill him. So you have to like build up. And what's crazy is they'll be there on the border, blowing up the border, but they'll have like all their guys with them. They'll have all the photographers with them. Everyone's on civilian
photographers.
Clothes. Yeah, like they're journalists.
Oh,
they're all together. So we would see exactly what we did that day online in the evening on Alibaba, whatever it was called, on Telegram, on their Telegram accounts and Instagram. So that was months of that. And I'm telling you, I saw people blow themselves up, terrorists blow themselves up in front of me. I saw them try to blow up the border. I see them, they throwing bombs at us, grenades, shoot. We've shot a lot of them. They literally have a special Olympics team for like soccer or basketball, I can't remember, of one-legged guys because of my unit. Because we'd shoot people in the leg not to kill them. So they had so many guys without legs there. These are terrorists that were trying to, attack a sovereign country. So that's what I did. And then everyone knows about October 7th. You got any questions so far?
No. This is all like information that I've never heard you tell this, Like I know what's going on. I've talked to you. I've checked in. I've kept up with you a little bit, but we've never like sat and had a conversation.
Yeah, I've never told you the full-on story.
Thank you guys for watching. Real quick, I got some Arizona dates locked in. If you're going to be in AZ, January, February, come check me out. January 23rd, I'll be at Almost Famous. 24th, I'll be at Barstool. Sunday the 25th, I'll be at Montauk. The 30th, I'll be at Kill Club. On the 31st, I'm actually coming back to Chicago. I'm doing the Wonder Museum event and then Celeste at night. February 2nd, Arizona at the Beverly. February 5th, Waste Management Weekend. The Disconnect takes over Almost Famous. That's going to be absolutely bananas. February 7th, I'll be at Estelle. On the 8th, back at the Beverly. And then the 14th, I'm doing Blue Martini. Let's go, champ. Come check me out if you're around. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Back to the show. It's incredibly interesting. It's fucking nuts, dude. I mean, you're crazy. You're a crazy guy for going and doing that, but like crazy in the best way, and I respect the fuck out of you.
Thank you. I respect you too, and I love you. The truth is, I'm just passionate and really believe in certain things in life, and I'll go for it. I believe in helping people, and I'll explain later what I do to help people. I believe in being proud of who you are. I believe the moment I realized like my roots and stuff, I really believed in that, and I wanted to be a part of it and follow it. And like people think Jews are just like came from Europe. No, it's not true. Like my family literally lived in what's now modern day Iran and Urmia, which was Kurdistan, and then it was the Assyrian. We're going back and back. It was Assyria, whatever you call it, Assyrian kingdom. Shout out to my Assyrian brothers in Chicago and Skokie. Let's go. And then. So my family were Jews. They lived there. They were exiled during the Babylonian times. This is all thousands of years ago. They're exiled from Israel in the Babylonian times, lived there. Then when Israel was occupied by the Ottoman Empire, they tried to move back there. They did it. But it was the Ottoman Empire. They were like treated like shit there. So that's what led them to Chicago. All right. In Chicago, they came because there's a lot of Assyrians, so they could speak with them. And that's why I'm here. Like my last name was Abraham. My grandpa changed it to Andre because he wanted to buy a house in Evanston. But at the time, it wasn't easy for Jews. But I grew up like a straight up American. I didn't know any of this growing up. I was like, oh, I'm like everyone else. But I'd always wondered, what am I? People would be like, what are you? Where are you from? Are you Mexican? This, that. And I'd be like, I don't know. Like I'm a little bit Ukrainian, Hungarian, Iranian, same. Persian. I didn't know. But guess what you are? You're a Jew. That's really what it is. Because whenever you lived in another country, they didn't accept you for you. You're always a Jew. It always said Jew on your passport. And that's what you are. That's your culture. That's your language. You're diaspora. I don't know how else to explain it. So when I started learning that, I became so passionate. And that's a thing called lone soldiers. Jews that don't live in Israel, that go to serve in the army, they're called lone soldiers. Chayal Boded. It just means that you left your family behind and you went to serve your homeland. And you're like, I'm proud American. I would have served, but they told me no when I was 19. But I have two countries. I don't know how else to put it. I'm a dual citizen. So that's what it is. So in the Army service with other people who are lone soldiers. Shout out to my boy Cameron. He was the punter at Arizona. He's a straight killer. So yeah. So going back though to October 7th, just so you guys know, October 7th, the biggest, I believe it was the biggest terror attack on a sovereign country ever or something. I don't know the exact date. It was like the 9/11 here. It was like our 9/11 there, but far more heinous. So I'm supposed to be on the border. There was a Nova Festival. Have you heard of it before?
The music fest that they dropped in on?
Yes.
No, I didn't know about it until obviously
After
the news. Yeah.
So it's a big, like, they call it nature party, but it's like an outdoor rave type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have many friends from it that survived. And I'll share a little bit of their stories, crazy stories. But yeah, they were just like getting fucked up and at a rave. It was on the border of Gaza in Israel. Part of my team would sleep at an army base next to where that party was. Part of my team would sleep in a kibbutz, which is like a village, an Israeli village. I was on the team that they asked to get moved to the base next to the party. There was no intelligence, and it was a holiday. It was Simchat Torah. It's like Sukkot. You ever heard of Sukkot or Sukkot?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like part of that kind of holiday. So they let me go home, and they said, you're going to have to be on call from home, but you can go home. There's no intelligence right now. I said, all right. I had been on base for several days dealing with terrorists that were coming to the border. I enjoyed it, but I had to go home because I had my fiance at the time at home. Now my wife, shout out to Reef. She probably wanted me to give her a shout out. But anyways, so I get sent home with part of my team. The other part of my team stays. My buddy replaces me. I go home. All right. I think that was like Wednesday or Thursday. I can't even remember. No, that was Thursday. I go home. Friday, they get called at the border. They said there's like some terrorists coming. Nothing crazy. They go back. Saturday morning, I wake up early. I'm getting like a billion calls and everything. I'm like, what the fuck? Sometimes I would get called in. I would get home. The second I got home, they'd be like, Hakpatsa, meaning like, come back right now. There's a terrorist attack or there's this mission. You got to come back right now. And I'd be like, dude, I just got home. 4-hour drive on the bus. Go back. So I wake up in the morning, those calls. I'm like, God dang. It's not that. I'm getting calls, voice messages on WhatsApp, videos from my friends, like, and full-on gunfights. Like, messages, like, from my boys, like, from my team, who is very well-trained. Like, I got shot in the shoulder. I'm hiding under a car. Come save me. I'm bleeding out. I got shot in the leg. There's tons of terrorists. I don't know this, that. I just killed this guy. I killed that terrorist. I need to go save my wife. Like, all kinds of messages. I hop in my car, drop my wife off at her parents'. I head down south towards the Gaza border, thinking I'm going to meet my team. I'm driving my car. I got a 2006 Hyundai Getz. You roll the windows down like back in the day. All right. I'm worried they're going to think I'm a terrorist. All right. My unit doesn't go home on uniform. So I don't have my rifle, my vest, and everything in my helmet. All I got is a pistol and my uniform that was in my bag. All right. A pistol. I got like 30, 45 rounds on me. As I'm driving towards Gaza, I'm seeing shit burnt everywhere. Bombs dropping. Rockets from Gaza. They were shooting thousands of rockets. I'm seeing rockets fall. I'm seeing like next to the highway burning and stuff. I'm seeing cars abandoned. As you get closer, you start seeing cars that were shot up. Bodies. Like chaos. I'm like, holy shit, what's going on? I get to this town, Ofakim, it's called. And I think my team is there fighting. I don't know how large scale it is yet. I thought it was just like 50 terrorists got in. I'm like, I'm about to go meet up with my team. It's about to be like, we're about to put in work. The first house I get to, well, first off, there's some cops there. And they're like, be careful, there's still terrorists in there. And I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on? It's like, take me in, my team's in there. I'm from Yamas. They're like, all right. They drive me into the city, drop me off. The first house I see some cops there. I run up to it. All right. On the door is this cop who speaks Arabic. He was an Arab Israeli. There's this guy in flip-flops and a T-shirt with like a police hat. A couple other cops. And like the windows are shot out. And the guy in Arabic's yelling in Arabic, talking to someone inside the house. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, bro? To the guy in the flip-flops, he goes, my parents are in there. They're held hostage by terrorists. And I'm like, what? Holy shit. I'm trying to like process what's going on.
Yeah.
Everything. He's like, don't hold your gun up. Don't hold your gun up. They're yelling at us that they'll blow her up, that he's got a grenade around her head, and that he'll blow her up and kill everyone if we raise our guns and shoot and try and do anything. So I'm like, what the fuck? All right. We think that there's like 3 terrorists in there at the time. We later found out that there was 5 of them inside. The terrorists are holding this lady, Rachel, and her husband hostage, all right? This lady, a beast, bro. This lady is the biggest beast ever. She knew that when a man, like what a man wants is food and love. So she like gave them love and food. She gave them what they wanted. So she made them cookies, all right? And fed them cookies while they're in there. She's famous because of it, because she fed them cookies. She's a strong woman. So I was there for hours. And there end up more people coming and this and that. Moral of the story is those 2 people returned home, Rachel and her husband, and there was 5 terrorists in the building. All of them were killed. All right. When I was at that house, there was a lot of gunfire next to me. What happened was there were some people from my team, my commander and a couple other guys. They told these terrorists to come out of the house. They said, we got you trapped. Come out. Surrender. These dudes came out strapped to the gills, these terrorists. I'm talking about like rocket launchers, AK-47s, drugs, the Quran, grenades. When they came out, everyone lit them up. Bang, 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 bang. That's what I was hearing next to me. The whole city is like just dead people everywhere, bro. Like, and I don't know who's a terrorist and who's not at that point. Because we don't look that different. I mean, we look different, but like not everyone does. And there's bodies everywhere.
In the chaos, too.
In the chaos, bro. You're like, dude, it's like I've never seen so much death all together at once. I'm talking about bodies everywhere, blood everywhere. All right. And I'm getting caught. We're just bouncing from like situation to situation. Someone tells you, I think there's a terrorist in my house. I think there's a terrorist across the street. So you're going searching houses. You know, at one point I'm leading a group of guys with my pistol. And they're telling me in this apartment building that there's a terrorist. And I'm like, oh my God. The thought goes through your head. You go, I think about my wife. I think about my friends. I think about my family. All right. And I'm like, I think about life. I'm like, I don't want them to leave me. I don't want to leave them. Like, I don't want this to be over, this life. Life is good. I don't want it to be over. And you get scared. You freeze. And people like don't understand that, but you freeze and you get scared and you think about life deeply for a second. And it's like the realest shit ever. Like, this could all be gone. And I go in the house and I'm like, listen, bro, you got a rifle. I'm going to send you in first. I'm running the crew. I send this guy in with me. I went in with him. But I always joke that I sent him in. We go in the house, boom, boom. There's no terrorists there. Whew. Another house like that. It was like a day of that. And when I left that city and started driving, because we were trying to get to the kibbutz, my team was stuck in the kibbutz, the village. My team that stayed near Gaza. The terrorists didn't know that they were there. All right. My team killed over 100 terrorists alone in that village, in that kibbutz. Kibbutz Nachalos. All right. 12 guys from my team were in there. 12 guys, 300 terrorists got into that kibbutz. They said they looked at the border fence and they just saw a swarm of people running in. And these aren't all armed people. These are dudes just that were civilians in Gaza running in, like with knives and hammers and stuff like that, but running in. They came, they burned, they stole everything. All of my gear was stolen by terrorists that day because my gear was on the little shed where we slept. So my team, essentially what they did was they went to house searching at first for the terrorists, because they also didn't know at first how many were in, and about half of my guys got shot there. They all got shot in the leg because they don't know how to shoot the terrorists. They just go and it hits them in the leg. But my commander was killed there, Yaakov. God bless his soul. He was raised like religious, like when you see people on Tui in Rogers Park. He was raised like that, black hatter, Haredi. He's a great kid, though. And he was killed there defending a house. He was on the corner of a house trying to protect the people in there. He was shot up real bad. So I didn't know this. And I didn't know what happened there because I was like in a different part of the strip area. So at the end of the day, finally, after everything's like, after the fighting starting to cool off, the army's like starting to take over, I meet up with, my team starts meeting up at like this like intersection. They come rolling up in their car from that kibbutz and the car's all shot up. Like barely moved. And I'm like, I need to get my gun and my gear, and I think it's all in there. So I go up to my buddy Cameron, who's the other American from my unit, kid from Arizona. And I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, what's going on? What happened? He's just like this. Oh, bro, I'm so hungry and I'm so tired. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I was like, all right, dude, where's my gun? And he's like, dude, you don't understand like what we just went through. And I'm like, what? So you don't understand. I was like, where's my gun? I need my gun. Quit playing. Like, dude, there's terrorists here still in Israel. He's like, it's in the car, but dude, you don't want to go in there. And I was like, what? Why? He's like, because Jacob's in there. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm cool with Jacob. He's like, no, dude, Jacob's dead. Like, I just sat on his body for hours while I was fighting terrorists. And I was like, what?
That's nuts, dude.
Yeah, so I opened the car, and he's like half covered. It reeks of death. I grab my gun, and then they asked me to pull him out of the car. So I'm trying to pull his stiff, dead body out. And I'm not kidding you. His body's splitting open on me. Like, it's so fucked up. But his body's splitting open. Like, his guts are, like, popping out. His chunks shot out of him. And his face is like he's looking at you. Like, his mouth is open. And he used to do, like, this thing when he was eating. He'd be like, it looked like he was doing that, bro. And supposedly because he was trying to breathe, like, while he died. So I pull his body out. I take him to the ambulance. I take him to the rabbi who like pronounces him dead and everything like that. I finish that. I come back and I'm just with everyone. We all shower. We use one towel. We all try to. Well, we didn't even shower. Never mind. I just like remember laying down on a bed. It wasn't a bed. It was like a piece of foam. I went to sleep. Everyone's like all in a room together. The fighting. There's bombs nonstop coming from Gaza, but also the Iron Dome, our system that intercepts them. So you're getting red alert. Like you're getting these alerts. It'll be like Seva Adom, like alert, and you have to go run and hide in a bomb shelter. And I just remember going to bed like for like an hour, like because it was so late and whatever, and we had to get back to like patrolling, and just being like, what the fuck did I just go through? I've never felt like that before. Like my mind was blown. And I've done crazy shit. I've been on crazy missions. I've done bad shit in my life. That was like you just got violated. Like terrorists just try to come and invade your country. And like, I'm talking about, I saw a lady, she was actually Israeli, but she was Arab, Bedouin, Muslim lady. They didn't know anybody. They shot her up, pulled her out of the car, and ran her head over. All right. I'm talking about, I saw people, like kids, adults, everything shot up, like civilians. These are not soldiers, you know. You hear the stories from my friends that were at the Nova Festival. I'm talking about, I have a friend, she survived because they didn't kill her because she has a tattoo and a burn, and she's not pure, so they wouldn't go to heaven if they did something to her. So they let her be. She was with someone that like she claims he was like 14, 15, she doesn't know the exact age, cut the dude's head off in front of her. I got a friend he was hiding in a bomb shelter. He was at the party with like 20 something people, right? There's like these, in Israel we have bomb shelters next to the bus stations because rocket fire, but there's no door. It's just like a cement room type thing. So they hid in there when they were getting attacked. They were scared. Terrorists came, they threw, I think it was 9 grenades in there while they're all piled in there. They killed like 19 people or something in there. And I have a few friends that survived it. They hid under the bodies while they're getting grenaded. All right. I've got a friend, he survived over 500 days in tunnels in Gaza as a captive, as a hostage. He survived. All right. So I'm talking about crazy stuff people went through that day. And what we come back to this, to getting hated, Jews, for what? Like, you're not going to defend yourself? Like, fuck around and find out. Like, so that's what, I mean, my military service continued. I'm just going to finish that up. I continued in military service. We continue on our missions. I always joke, I guarded Bibi Netanyahu when he would come, the prime minister. My team would guard him whenever he would come to the Gaza border. His team splits off, and we stay and fight if, God forbid, something were to happen. It never does. Once I gave him a slap on the back, he was like, look at these soldiers. I gave him a slap on the back, almost knocked him out. He's old, you know. He's a sharp guy. And yeah, I got released from the army. I told my wife, look, I want to work in the military. I want to stay in my unit. I want to keep fighting. But if not, then I don't want to stay in Israel anymore because I want to go home and help people and make a living. And it's hard life for a woman. So we decided to come back here. I was miserable. I went back to being a social worker at the school. I had no tolerance or empathy for people. A kid would cry about his iPad. I would want to slap him in the head. Like, I just watched someone get shot up.
Imagine.
So, but let me tell you this. I come home last year. I work a school year, all right? In the summer, I get called back to the military. I put my name back on the list because in my unit, there's no reserve duty. I put my name back on the list. I get called back. I go back into Gaza City for 2 or 3 months. I don't remember. And I served all summer there. I come back here now, and I'm like a new man. I've started a new job. I'm the director of development at the Tikva Center. It's a Jewish addiction center in Northbrook. It's the only one in the country, really. There's ones in New York and LA. I started I Defense, which is I take like these concepts from Israeli defense and teach people, and whether it's using firearm, it's Krav Maga, it's creating a security team at your synagogue or your church or in your neighborhood, home defense, teaching you how to make a home defense at your home, a safe room, where to keep the gun, how to handle it, how to protect your family. I do all these trainings, a lot of Krav Maga too. And then I'm doing like interventions now. And this is what gives me meaning. Like I literally will find a kid on the street if I have to, or a young adult. The family hires me. I can pull him off the street, help him get sober, take him to rehab, get him the help he needs, transport him there, literally fly with him there, help the family. And yeah, I'm doing all that. I'm trying to find purpose because when I left the military, I had no purpose. I was literally sad for like a year, and I was newly married. And that's it, man.
It's heavy, bro. That's the heaviest thing I think I've ever heard. I don't know, like veterans, my family. Some people have like veteran families and like are very tied into stories like that and have grown up hearing stuff like that. And I'm just, it ain't me. That's fucking
neither
heavy,
was
bro.
I, bro. I almost laugh when I tell someone I'm a veteran. I'm like, wait, what? Like, it doesn't feel the same.
That's fucking crazy, bro. How do you continue to live life after something like that?
So I'll tell you, first off, all these things, I thought I was like a man and I had charisma and stuff like before, but after I went through that, that's what really changed me. It elevated me. Like at first, the first year, it kind of brought me down. Once I dealt with everything, the trauma, the return to civilian life is hard. Then it really elevated me. I think differently now. I am. But I'll tell you, after October 7th, they brought a psychologist like lady to talk with my team. And she told me some of the best advice I ever heard. I hated the meeting. It was terrible. But other than that, the best advice I ever heard. She goes, after you go through something hard like that or traumatic, there's 2 things you need in order to survive and to live again. She said, unity and connection. So like you have it better than anyone in the army. You have your team. They're like your brothers, dude. So you have that connection, all right, in unity, a group, a belonging, let's say, and purpose, like a mission. And you have that more than anything in the army, all right? So that what happens after you go through a tragic event in the army like that, you see someone get killed or whatever, they keep you in actually because it protects you because you got the belonging and you got the purpose. So those 2 things you need to survive. And that's also what Viktor Frankl said. He's a very famous, I think he was a psychiatrist. He survived the Holocaust, and he studied himself during the Holocaust. He used himself and the people around him as his experiment. Something interesting, he said he knew someone was going to die, that they were on the verge of giving up when he saw him smoking a cigarette. That was like the sign that they were giving up in the concentration camps.
Really?
And I know you, because your grandparents survived. But yeah, so he became a therapist and he created logotherapy, it's called. And that's his thing, that you need purpose in life. So those 2 things, so you lose them when you get released from the army, boom. And one day gone. You got no gun, got no uniform, you're not part of it anymore, you got no purpose. You're not grabbing a terrorist and you lose it. And I felt horrible. I'm not joking. I thought about death. I was so sad. And I was a very sad child, which I can explain later, but I was sad for a year, but I was like older. I was getting through it. I was fighting it, So you lose that and it's really hard. But how do you get through it? You work on yourself. You find meaning. You don't give up. You keep going every day. Like, so cheesy, but the cheesy stuff in life works. Like, dude, you take it a day at a time. You don't give up. You really don't give up. Like, you put in effort to get better. Your relationship struggling with your girlfriend or your wife, you put in effort, it gets better. You don't like your job, you put in effort to learn something and get a better job. You don't have clients, you put in effort to market yourself. Like I saw you do it. You built your brand. You really did. You built who you are. And I love that about you. I didn't appreciate it and understand that before. You know what I mean? But you put it in. Like you're a good example of that, actually.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I respect it. Like, it's because you didn't have like mom or dad to like, you didn't have the safety net. You had to make it for yourself. You know what I mean? I had a little bit more of a safety net for sure, but not, my parents don't have a safety net where I don't have to work forever. But once you remove that safety net, then it's like, whoosh. So
shit gets real.
Yeah, it does.
Well, the woman who told you that the two things you need are unity and what was the second one?
Unity and purpose.
Unity and purpose. And I feel like, are you upholding that now? To me, it seems like that's what you're doing. You found purpose. You're teaching people things. You're helping protect the community. You're unifying people in this country, Jews, to stick together and like, you know, continue to fight and
yeah, not to be a sucker ass bitch.
Yeah, I mean,
no, I'm just kidding.
Does that
I'm
what
really
it feels
joking.
like? Is
not only Jews though. Like that's why I'm like, there's this concept in Judaism. You got to give 10% of what your money's not yours. Your money's God's, right? So religious Jews, they grow up like this. They really don't believe the money is theirs, so they give at least 10%. It's like in English, it's called tzedakah, or in Hebrew, it's tzedakah. You've heard of tzedakah before, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a little box you have in your house, you put coins in. Well, true tzedakah is like you give 10%. All right? It comes from like the ancient thing where you had a farm and you give 10% of your crops to the needy. So you give 10% of your money away, all right? So I give 10% of my time away too. That's my concept. So yeah, I'm like I lived my life before the army to help people. Like you knew how I was.
You did. You really did. Yeah.
I really did. And I got high from it. I loved it. When I came back from the army, I didn't care that much. I didn't have the empathy in me. It's slowly coming back little by little, but it's also helped because the hostages have come home, except one, Ron Gavili. God bless him. I hope his body comes home. He's dead and he's being held in Gaza. Pray that he comes home. But the hostages that were alive, and almost all the bodies except his, have been returned. So that's like kind of some closure in me that's been able to help me move on. And the war is kind of dying down. All the wars. I mean, we had wars with like everyone attacked us, or we also attacked them. But living in this constant feel, like people don't understand what it feels like to like feel like your country's at war always. Like one, you feel like you got to be there to help. Like it's also like you're not there, and it's stressful. It's like people don't understand what it's like to be attacked, I don't think. And that's why people had a bad reaction to the war, because like it's the first time seeing a war on social media. War makes people uncomfortable. It does, but as a Jew, you have no other option. You got to stand up and fight, dude. We were killed in every country we lived in. 6 million of us were killed in Europe alone. But every Middle East, go to Middle East, North Africa, we don't live in those countries anymore barely, because they didn't keep us. That's why there's Israel. So my whole concept is to help people. I don't know where I went with that, but whatever. 10% of my time, I'm trying to help people. And it's coming back, this desire to help people, because that stuff has kind of died down in Israel, and I'm able to let go a little bit and focus on helping people there. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using what I'm good at. That's what I've always thought in life. I'm not good at everything, and I know that. What I'm good at, I'm going to try and do and make a living from it. So like I'm a therapist. Yeah, I'm not the best therapist, honestly. Your brother is a beast. He like knows how to do get into the mind and change that deep stuff. I'm not as good with the deep stuff. I'm really good at building a relationship with people and making them feel important and loved and have fun. Sometimes people need that. So I do boxing therapy with kids and young adults. So I literally will box and talk with them. It's kind of like this thing I developed when I was working in schools. So I do that. I try to help people with the interventions, pull them off the street, get them sober, help them. Anyone who's struggling with drugs and alcohol, reach out to me. I'll talk to you for free. I'll figure out the right place to get you help. I'll help you. I find the rehab for you, everything. I do that. And then I do the security stuff. I'm training people. These are people that come to me with very little self-defense, like not very little self-esteem. And they're like scared, dude. Like people have like made fun of them. If you look at the data, the hate crimes towards Jews are like a huge percent. Like in New York alone, I think it's 60%. I'm talking about like hundreds more attacks and crimes against them. I don't know the data in Chicago, but it's like a real threat. So I'm like trying to wake people up. Like in Israel, they had no chance other than to strap on the boots and be tough for many years. But the Jews here haven't gone like that. But they are now. They are the targeted group of people. I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just saying you got to start preparing a little bit more. Like do a little bit, dude. Change your mentality because it's going to change you. So I'm doing that. But I'm also always trying to find ways to just help people. If someone calls me, I talk to them in life in general. But when I was younger, and I shouldn't mention this, I like from age 0 to 15, 14, I was like a normal kid. Like I probably would have been like a frat boy or something. I don't know. But when
you would have been a good frat boy for sure.
You think?
Yeah.
I hate that shit, but still, I don't know. I would have been like, I don't know, whatever. But at 15, when I started getting high, I had someone close to me. My dad helped this older man, Frank Tusha. He was 63 years old when he died. He was like, my dad worked from home. My dad brought him in. He was an immigrant from Romania. My dad brought him in to life, like to our home for 8 years. He was from 8. Wait, I'm terrible at math. Sorry. From 7 to 15, he was with us. And he killed himself. And my dad found him when I was 15 and then threw me off. I used to say there was never a kid who was more sad than me during that time. There's one other kid that I worked with, my favorite student ever. But other than him and me, I'd never seen someone that sad before. Like real pain. And I turned to drugs and I overdosed. And I was at my friend's mom's house. And she didn't want to get in trouble. And she left me. And I was going to die. Like literally until these girls that grew up with me came and saved me and took me to the hospital. I woke up with all the tubes, the catheter, everything. And that's kind of what led me into like, harder drugs eventually. Going on, relapsing, doing heroin, everything like that. Later getting sober at 16. All that led me to helping people. Like I really lived just to help. That was like my high, So I'm trying to like, I'm 31 now. Like I'm trying to like find a new way to live. I can't live like that. That's like a kid. You don't have responsibility, so you go in the street and help people all day long. It's not like that anymore.
Yeah, that's real shit. I mean, there is always like, the evil Jew thing. Everyone's, the Jews run everything. They're evil, this and that. It's very, very, very obvious that you are an incredible person and you are here to help people. And you are so passionate about what you do that you literally you strapped up the boots, you went over there and you fucking did the thing. And that, like I said in the beginning, is the most impressive thing to me. That is the most standout thing, because all we do is live in a world where everybody has an opinion, everybody wants to talk, everybody wants to be heard, but nobody wants to do shit.
I love that you say that. I mean, look, I always tell people like, you can hate my opinion, like in my beliefs, but like I know I'm a good person, so how are you gonna hate on me? Like you can like maybe not agree with what I did in life, or you might not like me because I'm in the IDF or Jewish and proud and like annoying about that kind of. But like, dude, I promise you, I'm a good person. So like you can't really hate. Like you can't get away with hating on a good dude.
Right.
Like I know I'm a good dude. I'm not the best dude. Like I yelled at the flight attendant yesterday, but like she tried to fucking gun me and she got put in her place. No, she told me like, everyone's waiting on the plane for you right now. Why don't you hang up that phone? Is that important? I was like, listen, tell me straight up what you want. Don't be passive aggressive with me. All right. Before I was like a little bitch before the army. I've been like, oh yeah. I was like, bitch, what'd you say? But yeah, dude, like you gotta just like follow your heart and do what you want, like as much as you can in life. Like it's that simple sometimes. Like things happen, things get better, things get taken care of, things will be okay. Follow your heart. Don't care what people think as much. Cheesy things that you've heard 1,000 times. And this is my new thing. Dream 10 times bigger than you actually like dream, dude. Like I tell people, you can make your dreams come true. Like I remember being a teenager watching a YouTube video of like this little kid like training for the Olympics in boxing, hitting the speed bag, all right? Thinking to myself, like, how could I learn that? Like, I don't know how to box. Like, but I love it. Like, I'd watch boxing with my grandpa, and I was like, it's so cool. Like, 8 years later, I'm winning the Golden Gloves. Like, I dreamt it, I did it, and it happened. I dreamt to learn Hebrew. Dreamt it, did it, it happened. Go to the Special Forces. Dreamt it, did it, it happened. Get my master's degree, I did that. Like, now I'm doing this new thing with work. I dreamt it, I'm doing it, I'm going to make it happen. And I'm going to dream 10 times bigger. Like, I'm going to tell myself it's going to be 10 times bigger than it might actually be. But you shoot high, you know what I mean? Like, there's many different things I learned in the Army like that changed my mentality. I think it's legit. There's a book called 10 Times or something, I think it's called.
10X, I believe.
10X.
I think Jake Shore was on here talking about that.
Really?
Book.
So listen, that book was given to a kid who was a hostage in Gaza, all right? There was a kid in the tunnels. He told the terrorists, he was there for like almost 2 years. I want a book. I'm so bored. Like, dude, I'm in tunnels. Like, please just get me a book. So they just hand him this book in English, right? And it's that book 10 times, all right? The kid reads the book. He was released recently in a hostage deal. And there's a video of him meeting the guy who wrote the book. He's like, I got your book in captivity, like while I was a hostage, getting tortured. Like, literally tortured. And he met the guy who wrote the book. Like, he's like, your book helped me so much. So there's like 10, that's part of 10 times, like dream 10 times bigger. I don't know what else there is.
It's dope. It's dope. I really appreciate you coming here and telling your story and not being scared in a time where, you know, you can't, it's tough to get on the internet and tell people the things that you did in a war. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to ridicule, be right, be...
Dude, it's bullshit. I tell people straight up, it's bullshit. The kids I serve with are good people. I never once saw anyone harm a kid or a woman. Dude, I had many opportunities I could have fucked people up. I always, like, we don't do that. Especially in the Special Forces, you don't do that. Okay, it's a war. People are dying. Like, it's fucked up. It really is. It's fucked up. And buildings are blown up and everything. But, like, dude, I've been in with the crews that blow up the houses. I've blown up the houses. Guess what? And I'm proud of it because I've been in the houses. You go into a house, I swear to God, pretty much every house I was in, pretty much every house, there's a few here and there, you will find weapons. I'm talking about AK-47s, grenades, all right, magazines, all that stuff in the kids' rooms, hidden in the kids' rooms. You'll see on the walls pictures of like their what's it called? Jihadists? Not jihadists. Martyrs, sorry. All right? Like, these are people that were proud to die. Like, I always tell people, listen, bro, you can go to Africa or like Papua New Guinea or different places in the world, and we still have human beings that live in tribes that don't speak English. Like, they make like noises as their language, eat human beings, like hunt. Like, they're the same thing as you. They're a human being. So why is it so hard to believe that there's human beings in other countries that don't care to be suicide bombers or don't care to rape or don't care to kill you, even if that means they're going to get their house blown up or hide in a school and shoot at you? Like, why don't you think that's possible, dude? Like, not everyone's American. Not everyone has our mentality. We have a great country and a great mentality, in my opinion. So yeah, it's like...
We're lucky.
Dude, we're lucky. Like, and I have to say this too. Is this something, like, I love sharing stuff about the military that people don't get to hear. So I always talk about the feeling, like, there was a time I'll never forget. I'm holding this dude he's in the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, all right? I busted, like, with my team, like, 10 or so, like, illegal, like, Gazans in Israel because they were hiding out with this guy who was in contact with Islamic Jihad. And I got him handcuffed and blindfolded because that's what you do when you catch him. And you bend him over when you walk him out. You know, give him a couple head taps, whatever. And they start moaning to you like, kind of like that. Like, you would think like, dude, this dude was planning a terrorist attack to kill you and your people. He hates Jews. But you're a human being with a heart. And in those moments when he's like kind of moaning to you, you start to feel bad for the guy. Like you actually do. So like, you think people are just out there shooting kids? Like, dude, most people don't have it in them. Like, yeah, you have bad apples. It's a war. You're right. But like, most people aren't doing that, dude. It's an ethical army. And like, there's no other option. Like, have 250 of your family members tortured, kidnapped, and hid in tunnels. You'll do whatever you have to do to get them back. So I'm proud. I have nothing to hide. I'm gonna keep being honest, helping people, being me. And yeah.
You're an inspiration.
Thank you. So are you, dude. I literally remember you living at your dad's house, driving like that old ass car. I think you were like delivering for Jimmy John's even.
That
like
was
people
me.
don't realize like it takes a lot to become successful and make slang, and especially follow a dream and be passionate about slang. And I love it. Like you want to be around that. You know what I mean? Like I've my whole life, my favorite hangouts are me, you, and Brandon. Throw Khalid in the mix. Throw a little Pilly here.
Maybe a little Dolo.
A little Dolo, but he's been gone from it. But Dolo, 100%. Like, and just hang out all day, bullshit. Order pizza, get donuts, smoke hooks.
Yeah.
Smoke little hooks, box a little grill, bullshit. Like, dude, again, connection. Like, bring it into your life, connection. So.
Yeah. Is there anything else? Is there anything you didn't hit? I feel like we got...
we hit a lot, probably.
I definitely want to make sure that everybody knows what you're doing right now and like promote your businesses and the good things that you're doing for other people.
Okay, so fine, I'll do that real quick. iDefense, idefense.org. We just like made the website, so it's not really up. If anyone's looking for one-on-one and individual training, seminars, for groups, for Krav Maga, like no BS, like real tactics that I learned in the military, firearms training. I have all the gear. I literally teach you how to defend your house, go into rooms, go into houses. I can do it all, take you to shoot. I do home defense. We set up the house for you to defend your family. For businesses, institutions, we do all that. If you want me for intervention to help your family, contact AR Intervention. I work with them for interventions, or just hit me up on Instagram, Josh_Andre26. And yeah, and then I got the Tikva Center. If anyone needs an IOP, needs help with getting off drugs and alcohol, but it's in Northbrook, but you can hit us up. Reach out to me. I love connecting with people. I don't care. And I love you. I'm so happy for you. You're married. I can't believe it. I fucking can't believe it. I don't even want to talk about it. I kind of want to avoid that whole thing. But yeah, I'm proud of you.
I love you too. I'm very proud of you. You're very inspirational, and you have always just been helping people. And even the thought of someone thinking, oh, this guy was an IDF soldier and he was out there killing people, I could only imagine that you were doing a lot more helping than you were hurting. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I was. Believe me. I've helped Gazans before. I sleep well at night. I really do.
That's who you are. That's what you do. I
sleep well at night. And I love your brother, Shimon Mega. Shout out. The local village idiot. Panic, romance. Mo-man.
Let's fucking go, champ.
Let's go,
Thank
Chizzy.
you for joining me. Thank you for telling your story. And thank you for being you.
Thank you. I love you, Strategy.
I love you. If you guys are watching on YouTube, like the video, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. Little algorithm activating activity. That's what we like to see. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Well, alright. Battle raps cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so thin. That's what I love about the human soul. It'll usually show when the truth ain't told. Use a lie.